Hey everybody. On today's episode, we're going to be doing some Greek food. Souvlaki more in particular. Now, a friend of mine remembered a little trip he made to Greece and he wanted to make souvlaki at home. It's nice outside, he wants to barbecue. So I said, yeah, I'll try and get you something as simple and as authentic as I possibly can. And starting off with, you need oregano, or origani in this case. It's a little darker, a little shorter than your standard oregano, which is usually a few inches taller. Also, with all the pandemic going around in the world, you need to know that restaurants are having a hard time of it, or the hospitality industry in general. But hospitality and how it was codified started with the Greek civilization. Now, obviously, hospitality is something that's all humans share, but the Greeks are unique in that they codified it, made stories, and when they went out into the world and made settlements in Spain and Marseille, southern Russia, they brought these concepts with them. Now, this can all be found in a book, Homer's Odyssey. It shows you the relationship between guests and hosts, the do's and do nots. Now, this concept we're talking about is known as Xenia, or hospitality to strangers. And this came from a larger concept, which is known as Theoxenia, or hospitality towards strangers from the gods. Now, Zeus and Hermes used to wander around in disguise to all the Greek towns, knocking on doors, asking for food. And those people that were mean to them or didn't display Xenia suffered the consequences. And those people that did give them Xenia were rewarded. And these are ethical and moral tales meant to teach lessons to all the people in the Greek world. Be kind to a stranger, offer them hospitality, make sure they're secure, they're fed, they're free to come and go as they want, and as a guest, you're not to ask too much of your host. You're to be kind, you're to not injure them or insult them. All this talk of food and hospitality is getting me hungry. Let's go. Opa! To start off our souvlaki, first we're going to make a very basic marinade from simple ingredients. We're going to need 4 lemons, which are fairly common throughout Greece. We're going to need some dried oregano or origani, about 12 to 15 grams worth. And we're going to proceed as follows. You cut your lemons in half, then you juice them. Don't worry about the pulp or anything else. Get it all in there. Gives you about half a cup's worth. Put your dried oregano into a bowl. And then what we do is we pour in our lemon juice. And then it's followed up by about 120 mils of good olive oil. Get it in there. Fairly common ingredient throughout the Grecian world. And to that we're going to add a bit of salt, about 8 grams worth, and a couple of cranks of pepper. To your taste, obviously. And that's basically it. Next, we're going to get a little tomato, cheese, and herb salad. So here's some fresh tomatoes. Chop them up as many as you can. So obviously to your taste, I like it. Looks like this. Then we add 100 grams of feta cheese, which we chop up, as well as some fresh dill, parsley, and mint. Sliced very thinly, just like this. Put your tomato and cheese together in a bowl. Sprinkle the herbs over the top. And you drizzle it with some nice olive oil. Classic Mediterranean. Just stir it up and you're ready to go. Now for making the actual souvlaki. First, we need to soak some skewers in water to prevent them from burning on the barbecue. You need about 700 grams of pork with a bit of fat and lean. Add the marinade, let it sit for 2 hours. If you're using poultry, it's going to be less. The acid in the lemons cook the meat. You just go side to side in a zigzag manner, and there you go. You can also chop up a chicken or buy it from your butcher. Use the breast, chop it up into skewer-sized pieces, and then you do the same zigzag until you get a bunch of brochettes. Now for the bread. Here's the basic dough. 816 grams of flour. Start off with 400 and then you add gradually. Add a teaspoon of dried yeast, a teaspoon of salt, and these are our dry ingredients. For our wet ingredients, we're going to need some water, about 500 mils, and some olive oil, about 45. Mix it together, knead, Wait for 2 hours. Then you flour surface. Take your risen dough, cut it in half. Then you portion it into 8 or 10 pieces. Roll them into little rounds. And then you get a rolling pin. Roll it out into a 7-inch circle. Put it on your hand. Slap it on a hot pizza stone in the oven. 3 to 5 minutes later, you get these ballooned up pita breads. And now for the grill. Preheat your barbecue, and here's a little tip for non-stick. Cut a potato in half and rub the grill. The starch prevents it from sticking. Put your brochettes down, and then you cook them until they look like this with nice markings on them. Very simple and very straightforward. To finish it, we use a marinade of mustard and lemon juice. Brush it off, give it a little extra tang, and there you have it, chicken and pork souvlaki. Then for final assembly, your bread, your tomato and cheese salad with herbs, and a fresh brochette. It may seem overly simple, but then again, that's where the best food lies. Simplicity of preparation, service, but it comes from the right place. Worthy of any taverna, hospitality, thumbs up. Share, like, and subscribe. Hope you enjoy your week.